After the credits rolled at the 2023 Xbox Game Showcase, Bethesda took center stage to show off their new upcoming property, Starfield. However, hiding in the middle of the showcase itself was a teaser for their next Fallout journey. We're going to a place with casinos, and sand, and a real deep history of the mob. That's right, we're going to Atlantic City. Admittedly, the details we actually got at the showcase were pretty sparse. All we really saw were a couple seconds of actual gameplay inside, which was basically an ad for a game that's been out for 5 years. That being said, however, I'm actually pretty excited for what's in store, as it's our first time venturing into New Jersey, and there's a good amount of real-world history to draw on. Based on this real-world history, and some of the very limited information we actually got from the gameplay, I was able to throw a list together of things that we can probably expect to see in the next expedition. I have broken this video up into 3 main parts based on the amount of confidence I have in my predictions coming true. Starting out with a couple things I'm almost 100% sure we're going to see when this content comes out. Firstly, I think we can expect to get a new cryptid in the form of the New Jersey Devil. The Jersey Devil was said to roam the Pine Barrens of southern New Jersey, and the story goes that in 1735, a woman by the name of Mother Leeds was set to have her 13th child. Already having 12 kids, another wouldn't be so easy, so she cursed the child and said it was to be the devil. After it was born, her prediction became a reality as the child transformed into an abomination, boasting hooves, a goat's head, bat wings, and a forked tail. It escaped into the woods where it still haunts to this day. The New Jersey Pine Barrens run right up to Atlantic City, and I'll be incredibly surprised if the beast that have been haunting the Garden State for hundreds of years does not make an appearance. I also think it's a pretty sure bet that we're going to get an Atlantic City themed scoreboard for that season, and I bet we'll be seeing some new casino games you can build in your sediment. I don't think that any of those games will be playable like they were in New Vegas, instead just an interactable like the already present slot machine. Being an online game, I think it'd be pretty hard to integrate a separate minigame when you can't really pause the world to play it. You wouldn't like to be splitting aces at the blackjack table when a supermoon caves your head in with a wooden board. We can also expect to see some other cosmetics in line with that 50s beach aesthetic, as well as probably some boardwalk games. And finally, I've got something that I think kind of rides the line between pretty sure and pretty likely. I think we're going to see the return of some of those Aquatic Baddies from the Fallout 4 Far Harbor DLC. The shots of the gameplay from the trailer looked pretty dark and foggy, and they already have the assets made from Fallout 4, so I can imagine it'd be a pretty easy way to integrate some new enemy variety. I'd be interested to see what they do with the lore, as a lot of the mutated creatures we see in Far Harbor are directly related to the radioactive fog, but I'm pretty sure that'll be explained and not retconned or ignored in any way. Moving firmly into the zone of we're pretty likely to see, it's a questline or story revolving around the mob's history in the coastal city. During Prohibition, Atlantic City became a playground for said mob, with some estimates that almost half of the illegal alcohol brought into this country were done through the city. I feel like this would be a great way to incorporate a new companion in a similar vein to Skinny Malone from Fallout 4. I also wouldn't be too surprised if we saw some references to Philadelphia. The Pennsylvania city is about an hour drive from Atlantic City, and we're yet to see any real references to Philly in the Fallout franchise. We do have a character with a potential connection to the city of brotherly love in Fallout 76 in the form of Samuel. Samuel's a pretty mysterious character with a less than reliable backstory.
Hey, fellow dweller. How's it going? I came from a vault just like you. You've never heard of it. It's really far away and hidden. Like, really hidden. I don't even know how to get to it. Like, at all.
In some dialogue, he can be heard both saying John and Hoagie. John being slang from the city itself, and Hoagie being the region's name for a submarine sandwich.
What the heck is a John, anyway? I just don't get it. I could really go for a Hoagie. Sandwich.
And to round out my predictions with things I'm really hoping we can find, but I don't have a lot of faith, I'd love to see some references to the casinos from New Vegas. This would take the form of some casino manager talking about his competition across the country at the tops or something like that in a terminal, or maybe Mr. House trying to buy up all the land on the boardwalk. I also think it'd be pretty cool to see some references to the city that we would pass on our way from Appalachia to the New Jersey coast. Two of these major cities being Baltimore and Washington, DC. DC having some great potential to reference the events that are yet to take place in Fallout 3, and our current involvement in the Enclave as a whole. And to round it off, I just hope it's more content than we got with the pit. Since we've already been to Pittsburgh in the Fallout world, it wasn't really that much of a hit to have the lore not fleshed out that much, but I really hope they don't squander the chance to flesh out a new bit of the wasteland we're yet to see. Fallout is in a really weird place right now with the mysterious comments made by Todd Howard at his post-Starfield interview regarding the somewhat unpredictable future of Fallout 5. You can go online and see the math that people have done putting its release date around the mid-2030s. Combined with the Fallout TV show set to release very soon, and it would be very surprising if Microsoft or Bethesda didn't try to do anything to ride the hype that show hopefully brings in. Cyberpunk saw a massive boost following the release of its anime Edgerunners, and if the TV show gets a similar reaction, I don't know if Microsoft wants 76 to be a lot of new players' first impression of the franchise, at least in its current state. This is definitely some incredibly wishful thinking, but I pray that Microsoft has put a lot of force behind its visit to Atlantic City, and that it's out due around the same time as the TV show, whenever that happens to be. Leave any predictions you might have down below, subscribe, it's a fun button to press, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.